Welcome to LzRuha Gaming. This is Gwin, and with me is Rohans. We have recently joined up with LzRuha Gaming, and to kind of kick off, celebrate us joining to cast games for them, we're casting a bunch of replay packs for some of their top gamers. So why don't we jump right into this? Rohans, take us away.
Yeah, this is Tal'Darim Altar. Definitely one of the bigger maps that is out, and it's more of a macro style map. You tend to see Terrans and Protosses opting to go for fast expand builds very often on this map. We do get a little friendly chat here from our two players, RootCatz and obviously our very own LzHShinyA. Talking about how he just faced Kiwi, Cocky, Slush, and then now Catz. Quite the lineup of premier players for Shinya to run into one after another. And we do have that forward pylon coming out as natural, so we could be seeing some Forge first action here, trying to deny the Zerg natural expansion.
And apparently, looks like from that conversation, Slush taking a taking a leaf out of Katz's book there. Katz, definitely an unconventional player, known to do all kinds of things, proxy hatches in base, etc., etc. So I'm very excited to see him play, and of course, as always, excited to see Shinya play. His Protoss play very solid, opts for good macro-oriented play with strong economic follow-through.
Definitely, and they're still having some Kirks here in the chat saying how Slush apparently proxy hatched him in the last game. So it wouldn't shock me to see Katz do something remotely. If he can sneak a drone in there, if he would just do that just to get under his skin a little bit, perhaps. We'll have to see. There is a drone currently out on the map. Don't know where it went though. Oh, it's heading towards his base right now as we speak. So let's keep an eye on this drone. We do have a proxy pylon going down for Shin, trying to deny that hatch at the natural position.
Looks like he will be throwing down a cannon, and Katz with the forward overlord is not gonna see it. Oh, now pulling his overlord back, but two cannons already down and a third on the way.
Yeah, and the pool is not even anywhere near to be completing. It's only 70% done. Not going to be in time to save this. He's ultimately going to have to cancel this hatchery. I would expect him to do it the last minute to try to get as much money committed out of the Protoss as he possibly can here. We'll see what cancels here. One cannon is going to be up for sure. And, whoa!
Katz cancels the hatch. Shinya cancels one of the cannons, but he did end up spending 300 minerals on cannons and another 200. And ooh, look at this, RootCatz throwing down a hatch in base. This is so exciting to see this kind of antics out of Katz.
Absolutely, and it looks like Shin is going and looking for it, and he spots it with the probe. Very, very aware player. You don't want to let that get up in your base, especially when you don't have a gateway up. He's going to put a pylon there, probably going to lay down a cannon and prevent that. So Katz could be in a difficult position here if he doesn't take a base soon.
Certainly, I mean, Zerg on one base, definitely all in at that point with any attacks they do make. Need to expand to be able to keep up. It looks like we're just going to see probably just a single cannon going down for Shinya to deny this in-base hatch, as his own expansion does get up with that cannon, pylon, and a forge at the front.
Yes, and we do have some lings coming through. That one cannon is going to scare them away. He does have a nexus going down, so really good position for Shin to be in right now. I would be surprised if Katz does not cancel this hatchery, and he doesn't. It is up, and these cannons are inevitably just going to kill it, right? I mean, it's going to die.
I don't see any way that that wouldn't go. He definitely does not have any units at this, and a roach warden down, getting a lair. Katz, usually does, when he does this type of build, he will usually follow it up by, and then we go seeing making roaches at that in-base hatch. Probably going to try and just sneak those around the cannons and then cause some damage to the mineral line of Shinya.
Yeah, that's pretty much all he can do, and we do have probes down here ready to hit whatever comes out. He's probably predicting Zerglings.
It's like he's trying to do a surround there on those, but the broodlings, going to work, on that cannon. Looks like the roaches will, though, sneak through. Gonna get some probe kills here, and this actually, not turning out too bad for Katz. You know, looks like he has killed 6 workers at this point, 7 workers. Going
Really
for an
good
8th.
surround by Shin though. That's gonna seal the deal on that, and it's a good move. You know, you don't want these roaches around here running around picking off probes. He managed to get this around. Yeah, he's losing mining time, but in a second here, he's gonna have an economic advantage with 2 Nexuses pumping out chrono boosted probes. He does have a gateway up. I expect the cyber core to go down very shortly, just to ensure that he is going to be able to respond to this Mutalisk 1-base Spire we do have going down for Cats, which is a really good answer. I mean, it's pretty much at this point all he can probably do to change this game.
And this is, I would like to note, Spire before Queen, which means he rushed for Lair after that Roach push. He did kill off 12 probes with that, not a bad investment, and he did force, you know, a pylon plus 2 cannons in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, we already do have a cannon going down on each mineral line, so I think this is what Shin is going to expect the answer to be to this. And he's even saying in chat, now mutas, come and kill me. He's going to probably be ready for this. Cannon on the mineral line should be enough to repel some mutas. He's going to actually go ahead and throw 2 down on each mineral line, so I think he's going to be safe for mutas, allowing him time to get some stalkers out here. Warp gate research is on the way. I'd expect him to throw down several more gates in the very near future. We do have mutas entering and just running into cannons everywhere they go. This is not looking good for Cats. He is so far behind at this point. These mutas are just not going to be able to do any damage to slow down the economy of Shin, who has a commanding economic lead at this point.
Certainly does, and we do see, you know, 2 cannons in the mineral line there. A 3rd one that looks like it's been started. He is not going to lose any probes to those Mutalisks, but only, I guess 3 cannons as well going to be in the mineral line of there. That is definitely a all-in blind counter, but it does not matter. Again, as you said, he is so far in the lead. Still only off 1 gateway, but you know, he has so many cannons, it's not an issue.
Yeah, there's 3 more gates going down for a total of 4 now. These mutas are in a good position to pick off this forge, so he's going to lose that. It gets 1 more cannon up before it dies. Smart play. I'd like to see him up his drone count, probe count a little bit at this point, though. There's no reason why he shouldn't be. He's got full chrono boosts on both his Nexus. I would imagine him to just get a healthy amount of stalkers here and maybe eventually tech into some blink. 5 gateways down total now, so he knows all he has to do is build a decent sized gateway army, primarily stalker heavy, and this game will be over.
It is interesting to know, however, that Cats is currently ahead in food, and he is expanding to the 6 o'clock position on this map, which has it's probably the only position in the game that has not been cannoned in.
Yeah, definitely, and surprisingly enough, even for being on 1 base, the harvester count is only 1 in favor of Shin. Like I mentioned, I think he needs to pump out a little bit more. Twilight Council is going down, as well as another forge from the one that the mutas killed. So I expect to see a healthy amount of blink stalkers here in the upcoming minutes of the game.
I certainly agree. Blink Stalkers allow you to continue to be aggressive and put pressure on the Zerg, because as it is right now, you know, we are seeing basically nothing but drones out of Cats as he just continues to macro up a big force, trying to respawn well. He has map control because of these mutas, and he is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely, and he's got to do something to get himself back in this game. He knows he's in a tough position, and you know, when Protoss early expands, that means they're not going to, especially when you've invested this much money into cannons. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cannons plus the 2, 13, over 12 cannons. So he knows that there's not a big army on the map, and he knows he can get away with droning up, trying to get himself back into this game.
You see some of these overloads. Oh, that is such a huge blunder. Getting supply blocked there, and these roaches not being microed, going to try and pull back on this fast retreating creep highway. I do not think that Cats just has anywhere near enough units to deal with this type of aggression at this stage in the game.
Yeah, he should have canceled his Evo Chamber upgrades at this point and pumped out as many units as he could. Zerglings, Roaches, anything to help fight this off, and this is probably just going to be too much for him to handle. There's just too many Bookstalkers.
He certainly had the money, he just didn't have the supply, as those Overlords did get sniped when Shinya was heading toward the base. And I think we're going to see GG any moment here, as this game looks pretty done.
Yeah, I mean, he's pulling drones at this point. There's just too many stalkers, and my mistake, they actually do not have Blink. And there's the GG. You know, really good play by Shinya. Forced the Zerg into a position he did not want to be in. Katz did the right thing, I think, responding with the mutas, but it's just kind of predictable. You know, you're on one base. What are you going to do? You got to do something to change the game around, so...
Certainly. And I mean, one base Roach all-ins, you know, however strong they may be against a Protoss who is that willing to throw down cannons, probably not going to be able to break down that front.
Definitely not. Shin would have probably scouted that out from a mile away. And yeah, cannons beat one hatch Roach. It's as simple as that.
They certainly do. And I think that will wrap it up for this game for us. Check us out in the future. We will be continuing to cast games for LzHShinyA Gaming here.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And like you said, we will have more to come. So stay tuned for that.